This Week in Agribusiness, serving America's most essential industry, is brought to you by Case IH.
Coming up on This Week in Agribusiness, Missouri farmers highlight the diversity of their ag industry to visitors from around the country. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Pearson. Thanks for joining us here for This Week in Agribusiness. Last week, I had the opportunity to travel with PR and marketing experts in the ag industry down to St. Louis for a tour of farm operations ahead of the National Agri-Marketing Association's annual convention. We had the chance to tour a variety of different farms, a dairy operation run by the Regal family. We talked about how they've expanded and modernized in recent years, and we'll have that conversation later on in this week's episode. We also had the chance to talk with that same dairy about their recent expansion into hemp growing and processing. Tune in future weeks for that conversation. After talking to Brian Regal, we traveled to Pacific, Missouri to talk with the owners of Crooked Creek Beef, a direct-to-consumer beef operation that in recent years has expanded into weddings. And most recently, they've partnered with a mushroom production facility, and they're growing those mushrooms right on the premises. A lot is happening in the world of agriculture, folks. Stay with us over future weeks for the rest of those stories. One thing I did hear a lot on the tour was a focus on sustainability. Now, that was also a focus when we were up at the World Dairy Expo last week. I had the chance to talk with CEO of Edge Dairy Farmer Cooperative, Tim Trotter, about how dairy farmers can sell that story.
Our farmers realize that they want to, set their farms for the future, and the future is, the consumers are going to want to know more information about where their products come from. So we have a sustainability initiative within our footprint to make sure that our farmers are best aligned with the marketplace. So that's understanding the data on your farm. How sustainable am I? Do I have metrics on that? Can I share that with my processor? Will that be able to be leveraged for better markets in the future with the brands that they sell to? We have ongoing projects with large CPGs right now, trying to do that alignment from the farm to the table, but through the marketplace that we currently have. To me, that's the next dimension. How do farmers leverage their on-farm data and the great work that they do every day for a better market?
And so it sounds like the idea is basically we're going to market in a way that we find consumers who are willing to pay a little extra for this kind of information or history.
Well, yeah, essentially working with the processors who have that market opportunities. We want our farmers to be really strategically aligned with their marketplace. It's not a transaction anymore, it's a relationship. And how does that relationship correlate to better opportunities for their farms? So again, it's big picture, but it's happening, and we're really excited about it, and our farms are really getting jazzed about it too. When we have farmers who have over 5 years worth of data, and they're just knocking it out of the park on sustainability metrics, those people are lining themselves up for the marketplace. We want all of our members to have that opportunity.
Thinking back to the 9-state territory that Edge represents, what sort of processing do you see growing in that territory? Is it cheese? Is it butter? Where's the value?
Well, absolutely cheese. It's probably over 90% cheese. We do a lot of work in the butter industry as well. We do have some fluid milk, so we do touch all segments of the marketplace. But obviously, you think up the upper Midwest, you think cheese, right? I mean, internationally, that's the product. But again, we look at all dairy utilization's great. Dairy is the best form of protein for anybody throughout the world. Then we are really the opportunity in the Midwest to have exports that we haven't even realized today. And I think with this data and with this market alignment, we really think Edge members will have a benefit in the future.
I'll throw this question to you. Edge, Northern Dairy Cooperative, of course, butting up against Canada. Have you had any troubles there with the Canadians working exports across the border for members?
Well, all I can say is, we're always monitoring the agreement that we have on trade, and that is not an easy track. We do know that the ambassador is working hard to keep them accountable. But no, I think we're on the offensive. Obviously we want to make sure that we're well represented on trade, but we're looking to the future. We have to be willing to stand on our own 2 feet and know that the government's going to be behind us. So it's kind of two prongs, but we're really working on the market access side.
Lots of policy coming, lots more market dynamics in the year ahead. Are you still optimistic that dairy producers up north are going to have something to be excited about as you look down the line?
Well, absolutely. We always have ups and downs in the marketplace. Any farmer will always look for room for improvement. What's really difficult is managing the growth of the expenses and the cost of inflation, the cost of labor. Labor is a huge issue for our farms. Just trying to find good, capable people that want to do the work, because this is not easy work. So I think there's a lot of elements that are concerning. But again, I think they're all looking at it, you know what, we'll get through this. We always have. We got through COVID, and that was a big disruption for the dairy category. But within 90 days, we began to see some relief. So really quickly, our industry adapted. But again, we want to look to the future, and I think our members are really optimistic.
That was Tim Trotter, CEO of the Edge Dairy Farmer Cooperative, which represents dairy growers across 9 states in the northern Midwest.